MLB The Show is your home for postseason baseball. It's the second game of this ALCS between the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. Hi again, everyone. Matt Vasgersian. Welcome to our special postseason coverage of Baseball on the Show. I'm joined by Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac. And Danny, an important ball game coming up here in Game 2.
Yeah, it was a good start for these guys at home. They did what they needed to do in the opening game, and this crowd really showed up and made a difference as well. Should be an electric atmosphere again, so we'll see if the guys on the field can feed off it and take a commanding lead in this series.
Set for what should be a good one. Lineups and first pitch are next. Jamison Taillon will be on the bump for Game 2 of the series. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, this guy has a 4-pitch repertoire, right? And those are a lot of nice options to have. You can go hard, soft. You can go in and out. And anytime you have 4 pitches, if you can throw them for strikes, you have the big advantage.
And now in the box, Kyle Schwarber. And we are set for baseball here this evening. And we're underway as the first pitch is a check swing, but a called strike, 0-1.
Pitch, 7:05.
And a slider gets away from him here as it just about got him in the ankle. Boy, and it's a good night for the old hot chocolate here. 46 degrees at game time. And a check swing here as he couldn't help himself, and it's ruled strike 2. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. And another foul ball. Now another 1-2. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
You can bet these hitters are taking note of what the guy on the hill is working with. A long at-bat like this in the first inning can reveal a lot.
And that misses, so it's a full count, 3-2.
Gotta love the battle we're seeing right out of the gates in this game. That's 7 pitches now, and if this is any indication, we're in for a good contest here.
And he can only battle for so long as he's finally set down here after an 8-pitch at-bat.
One thing to know is not all strikeouts are created equal. Right there, he goes down on strikes, but he really made that guy on the mound work for it. And when you're doing that in the first inning, it can have an effect on how deep he's going to be able to go into this start. There's a big difference between that and going down on 3 or 4 pitches.
Standing in now, Kike Hernandez. As the fastball is swung on and missed. Good location down at the knees for strike 1. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Swing and a miss as he pulls the top hand over. It's 0-2. Time for a look at our umpires in this one. Behind the plate is James Kingsley.
Dan, I know I was an offensive player, but I'm okay being a pitcher's umpire. If you're going to consistently pound that outer half, James Kingsley's usually going to give it to you.
Hey, listen, there's a reason why the pitchers throughout the league, they call him the king of the hill. You move the ball a little bit off the strike zone, he's not afraid to put that arm up. He's a very good pitcher's umpire. That's a real nice location with that fastball up and in on the hands. Hard to do much with that because a hitter really can't extend his arms very easily.
Up and in here as he had to bend out of danger.
Boy, that's a good pitch right there. The old school guys would call that a little bit of chin music up and in. See if he can get him to move off the box a little bit.
That misses, and we're even at 2-2.
These last 2 guys are making him work quite a bit out there. Both have been long at bats, and all in all, he's had to make 13 throws just to them so far.
One out, nobody on. Hit softly down the line at first. And there are two away now. And now here's how the visiting Red Sox line up in this one. Dan, who do we keep an eye on?
Well, I'm definitely excited to watch Rafael Devers in this one. He's got great power. I love watching a guy can take the ball to the opposite field or go to dead center field, and that's exactly who he is. VP is impressive, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him launch one in this one.
Here's Xander Bogaerts now. On a line, that's a base hit into left field.
Just an absolute laser that time, screaming off the bat, if you will, and ShowTrack tells us it went out at 112 miles an hour. Those are the line drives you can hear as they go by.
Here now is Rafael Devers, as the first pitch to him is taken low and away for ball one. He takes his first cuts in this one with a man at first and two away. The 1-0 is laid off for ball two.
When hitters are able to lay off curveballs and get themselves into good counts because of it, you're in pretty big trouble as a pitcher. A lot of guys rely on their opponents offering at that pitch, even when it's not in a good location to hit.
Hit out towards second. And an underhanded throw is in time for out number 3. Red Sox leave one. Red Sox nothing. Yankees coming to bat. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Nate Eovaldi is on the mound for game 2. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, it's hard to have all 4 of your pitches on, but I think if this guy can have 2 or 3 of his 4 pitches and have command of them, he's going to have a really good game.
Stepping up is DJ LeMahieu. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
The third baseman, DJ LeMahieu.
Now here's the pitch.
Nope, that's the ball.
The windup and the 1-0 pitch. 1-1 the count. One and 2 to DJ LeMahieu.
Hey guys, that fastball just registered 97 miles an hour. On a night like tonight where it's super cold out, if you don't get to head to that baseball right there and you get jammed, it's almost like getting stung by a pack of wasps.
Fouled off.
Oh, the old classic 2-strike. Let's throw the fastball right down the middle. Not in this game. Gotta believe you gotta work the corners a little bit more. Fastball command is paramount at this level.
2-2 the count. Into the windup and the pitch. Didn't threaten the zone there. Looked like it might have actually popped out of his hand a little early.
Looked like he tried to elevate a fastball on that 2-2 pitch there, but kind of overdid it. With a pitch that high, it's pretty easy to lay off if you're the hitter.
And he takes ball 4. So the leadoff man is on here in the home half of the first in a scoreless ball game. Next, it'll be Anthony Rizzo. Set. Here it comes. In the dirt here. And no advance. It's ball 1. LeMahieu gets his lead at first. Nobody out. That's to the left and foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Lucky he got a piece right there. He was definitely late on that pitch after seeing a previous off-speed pitch.
So 1-1. Got him swinging on the split-fingered pitch, and that's out number 1.
That's just a great pitch, both on the call from the catcher and the execution. If he hits it, there's a good chance it turns into a double play ball, but it's also a spot that's going to get a lot of whiffs, too. That's excellent pitching.
Here's big Aaron Judge. No balls and a strike to count. First chance for him here with a runner at first and 1 gone. He's ready. Here's the 0-1.
No, that's bad.
Here's a splitter that's taken for a ball, 1-1. Mano-a-mano against Nady Eovaldi. He's only 2 for 10. And it's a ball and 2 strikes now to Aaron Judge.
1 and 2.
Hey, I couldn't tell from up here if the hitter was taking all the way or sitting fastball and just got knee buckled. Either way, that was a really good curveball right there. Move on to the next pitch, but have that in the back of your mind.
The count now at 2-2. Runner at first here, 1 man out. Line drive, base hit into the left center field gap.
Batting fourth, the designated hitter,
Giancarlo Stanton now, as he'll try and hold off the swing, but this one's in there for strike 1. First and second now, 1 man out. Big swing and a miss at the fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-2.
You can really tell they're trying to keep the ball in on this big slugger right here.
Is that an effort to keep him from getting extended, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's the idea, Matt, but he might spin to win if he starts looking for it in there.
And a wave and a miss on a ball that was way out of the strike zone. There are 2 away now. And with 2 away, let's check in with our up-to-the-minute playoff bracket. And you can see our series at 1-0 as things are starting to heat up here as we get later into October. So now here is Joey Gallo looking to put them ahead early with this at-bat. And now the first pitch. As he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. The 0-1 offering. And this runs inside, and that looked like it got him pretty good.
Some people in the crowd don't like that, but believe me, he did not want to hit a guy in the first inning. We'll see if he can regain his control or if his control becomes an issue.
At the plate now, Aaron Hicks. As he'll take a look at a high strike that time, it's 0-1. Mano-a-mano against Nady Eovaldi. He's got 3 base hits in 16 tries. swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
He put himself in a good position, jumping ahead 0-2 with the bases loaded. Now we'll see if he can finish it off.
Swinging a ball yanked down the right field line. And this is down for extra bases. And with 2 outs, this might get them all home. And he's safe.
We didn't have to wait long for the offensive fireworks in this one. 2 runners aboard, and he got a pitch he liked. Drove it all the way to the wall to bring in a pair of runs. And they're still in good shape to add on with him at second now.
Next up will be Glaber Torres as he'll look at a fastball in there on the outer half. It's 0-1.
I think this inning could have far-reaching effects in this game. They're really making him work, and unless he dials it in, it's probably going to limit how deep he goes into this game.
Comes set, the 0-1. Popped him up. Devers has got it, and that wraps up the inning. So it's 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a couple of men left. On to the second inning now from Yankee Stadium. The Yankees lead it 2-0. Striding forward now is the DH, J.D. Martinez. He'll get us started in the top of the second.
You know, these next couple innings are really important for these guys. I know they're only down by a couple, but they need to get something going on offense to keep pace, even though it's early.
As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. Martinez swings the bat and throws from the right side and stands at 6'3". He was a 20th round selection back in the 2009 MLB draft.
Man, coming out of the late rounds, you have to grind for everything. Nothing is given to you. And this guy has turned himself into a very solid big league ball player. That's a big accomplishment.
Here he comes on 2-0.
That's a ball. 3 balls, no strikes.
Hey. 3-1.
Hey, it looks like this guy's going to work in the upper part of the strike zone. It'll be interesting to see if this lineup can adjust to the way he pitches.
Too close for comfort, and he did a good job just to make contact. Into the windup, ready with the payoff pitch. Timing just a tick off there as this one's fouled off to the right. The next 3-2. And that misses for ball 4, so it's a leadoff walk here to start the second.
Well, the reason power hitters generally draw more walks than other guys is exactly what we saw right there. Pitchers work around them and nibble the corners a lot more so they don't get burned. He made some good pitches, but he just couldn't get him to chase enough out of the zone.
Stepping in next, Alex Verdugo. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Grounded weakly to the left. And he won't even think about second as he'll flip on to first for the sure out.
All right, boys, let's take a look at how the Yankees are setting up on defense today. And my spotlight's going to shine down on Glaber Torres. He mans the second base position unbelievably, but he can also offer his manager some versatility. The bat plays big time as well, and he has a strong arm.
So now to the plate, Hunter Renfroe, as he will take a fastball in there at the knees for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. Now a fastball off the plate away. A ball and a strike. The 1-1 home.
2 balls, 1 strike.
To 2-2 now.
2-2.
Now that's when you know it's a good pitch. He broke off a really nice breaking ball down in the zone right there. And even though this is one of the best hitters around, he waved right through it.
The 2-2.
Pretty easy pitch to lay off there, 2-2. Not even close to being in the strike zone. He made it easy for the hitter in that one.
Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. Lifted in the air out to center field. Hicks is there. 2 gone.
Batting 8th, the catcher, Christian Vasquez.
Digging in next, Christian Vasquez. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch.
Hey, when you're featuring a mid-90s fastball like this pitcher, attack with that pitch. Get ahead. Get the offense on their toes. That opens up the off-speed pitches later in the game.
Strike 2 on the curveball. 0-2.
On 0-2 here, he doesn't have to give in with a great pitch to hit. He's got a base open, so he has to focus on making a good pitch right here.
This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Gallo is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. 1 left for the Red Sox. They trail things here 2-0. Now to the plate, Gary Sanchez. Mano-a-mano against Nady Eovaldi. Not great. He's 1 for 8. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch.
Ball.
A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0. Fastball taken a little under the letters, called a strike.
Yeah, I get it. They want to run this guy's pitch count up, but that was a pretty good pitch to hit. He might be kicking himself that he didn't swing at that one.
1-2 to the Yankees catcher. Struck him out.
Batting 9th.
Next to hit is Gio Urshela.
Number 29.
Now here's the first offering. And it's fouled away.
He was absolutely all over that fastball. Have to find a way to keep that fair.
And it's 1-1. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Count is 1-2 now. Into the windup and the pitch. 2-2.
So you'd love for him to offer at that one, but the execution was flawless. Nice curveball that starts in the zone and breaks just out. Just a great take by the batter.
Two pitch is fouled away. One out, nobody on. He stays alive, still 2-2. And the pitch. Slapped hard the opposite way. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit.
Nice line drive to right field right there. Dan, does it concern you when you're missing middle hard at the plate early in the game.
It does, D-Roll. This is the kind of guy that he can't get away with those kind of mistakes. He needs to work the corners up, down, in and out. And like that one right there, he has to stay out of the middle of the zone.
Here's the second baseman, DJ LeMahieu, as he'll take a look at a pitch too low. It's ball one. Second trip to the plate for him. He drew a leadoff walk in the home first. Line drive to center field. But sadly for him, this will head straight to the center fielder as he puts it away without much trouble for the second out.
Now back, the first baseman, Anthony Rizzo.
So 2 down and a runner at first, and that brings in Anthony Rizzo. Has a look, now the pitch. As he takes a cold strike at the knees, it's 0-1. From the belt, the pitch. Gets the fastball by him here, and he's in control. 0-2.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating, feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
The 0-2 once more is taken. That's ball one. Urshela is off of first with 2 away. Got him swinging on the splitter that time, and with that, the side is retired. The Yanks leave 1. After 2, it's a 2-0 ball game. Into the box, Jose Iglesias. He'll begin things here against Jamison Tyone.
Jose Iglesias.
Now here's the pitch.
The offense better get it going right here, because they certainly can tell from their dugout this guy is carrying himself with a presence out on the mound. He's got feel for all his pitches.
Inside, and he falls behind the hitter now. 2-0. Fouled away. And the pitch on 2-1. Little tardy on that swing as it's well wide of first. Here's one that misses inside, and the count's run full now. 3-2.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
Hit in the air down the right field line, but this is going to wind up a foul ball. The next 3-2. Hit back up the middle. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third.
And this is not an easy play when you have to range to your right. He really didn't have a chance to get his feet set, so this is all arm. Nicely done.
Into the box now, Kyle Schwarber. As he lays off a fastball too low for ball one. He was a strikeout victim to open up the ball game. One and one to Schwarber.
One of the best ways to keep a guy uncomfortable is to pound him inside. They're doing that, and this one caught the zone. The 1-1.
Started to go around there. Looked like he held up in time. No. Strike two, says the third base umpire. Into the corner and slicing foul.
Those are the pitches in the game that you don't get back as an offensive player. I know it's easy sitting up here in the booth calling the game, but he'll be thinking about that one for a while if he doesn't get a hit in this at-bat right here.
Bases are empty, one man out. And they come inside with the fastball, but it misses here, and it's back to 2-2. And that's low, so a good eye there as he works the count back full.
These are the kind of ABs, regardless of the outcome, you go back to the dugout as an offensive player, and your teammates are loving on you for making that pitcher work and battling it out.
And he finally wins the battle as this is swung on and missed for the second out. 2 down, no one on base. And that means the plug-and-play utility man, Kike Hernandez, will bat next. First pitch of the AB now.
Ball.
Hey, a 2-out walk right here would be the tying run to the plate. Even though it's early on, you got a guy on deck that has a lot of pop.
1-1.
This could be a huge win for the guy on the mound if he's able to get out of this inning 1, 2, 3 and start fresh next inning with the middle of the order.
The 1-1. Oh, this is hit high and deep out to left. Gone! A solo shot that time for Kike Hernandez. And the Red Sox are on the board. It's now 2-1.
Well, people always wonder why some players make so much money, and there's your answer. The great ones find a way to rise to the occasion in the postseason, and he did right there.
And that brings in Xander Bogaerts. And a ball 1-0. 1 for 1 with a single so far. Now the 1-0 is looked at for ball number 2.
Looks like that bomb earlier in the inning kind of put this pitcher on the defensive, not being very aggressive right now.
2 out, nobody on. Curveball right on the black, taken for a strike.
That's evidence of a pitcher and catcher being totally in sync out there. That tells me they both know that's a good pitch for him right now.
And ooh, that strike zone's getting a little inconsistent now. It's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, a crucial count for both pitcher and hitter. So, Dan, what was your approach on the mound in that count? Do you still pitch? We'll have to press pause. Is that strike 3 to retire the side? The Red Sox do pick up a run on the solo shot. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. It's the Yankees 2 and the Red Sox 1. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and standing in the outfielder, Aaron Judge.
The right fielder, Aaron Judge.
First pitch of the AB now. As he will take strike 1 on the fastball here, no balls and a strike.
What a well-executed fastball right there, down and away. If you're going to do any damage with that pitch, you have
a diving effort here as he gets a glove on it. And not really much of a chance to recover there as he'll reach first on what undoubtedly will be scored as an infield single.
Nice effort by the shortstop right there. Kept it in front of him. That's all he could do right there, Dan.
You know, if you were in a spot like that, that's an infield single. That's a tough play. Just to knock that ball down was a pretty good job. But any way you look at it, that should be scored a base hit, and I'm sure it was.
And digging into the batter's box next will be Giancarlo Stanton. And that'll split the gap as it should be extra bases. Judge rounds the corner and is headed home. Safe at the plate. And they now lead by 2.
And you know, there's just so few places in the strike zone where you can keep this guy from hitting the ball hard. That really is not that bad of a pitch. Just a little bit down and away, but he's all over it, and he cashes in a run on the double.
So that brings up the big bat of Joey Gallo, as the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. And maybe a little extra motivation for him here after being hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. That evens it up, 1-1.
That's
2-1.
Boy, the curveball just hasn't been there this afternoon, and this is this guy's bread and butter pitch, especially when he gets ahead of hitters. He needs to find that curveball again.
The 2-1 home is in there for the second strike. Stanton leads off second with nobody out. And they really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out.
Just tied him up with that last pitch. Pretty evident by the swing. Sometimes guys get in that protect mode so much that they're swinging at everything that they see, and they end up offering at pitches that they can't possibly do anything with.
Into the box, Aaron Hicks. As with one away, he can't make contact on the first pitch. It's strike 1. The 0-1 on its way.
If I'm in the box, you take a step out right here. Take a deep breath after that high fastball. You got to be leery of him burying something in the dirt.
Hit on the ground to third. Speared on the dive. Hats off to that one.
That ball almost got through the hole right there. Could have been a seeing eye single. Love to step in a dive to his left. That's actually a harder play. It's almost easier to go backhand when you're reacting at third base. Nice play right there. Nice angle to the baseball.
And that'll bring up Glaber Torres, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. 0 for 1 here in the early going. Curveball close, but it's 1-1.
You know, I think he's having a hard time with that curveball right now, and that's part of the reason why he struggled early on in the start. It's so important to have command of those secondary pitches, or hitters just start sitting on the hard stuff.
Swung on and missed. That's strike 2.
Even though it's early on in this one, anytime you get runners in scoring position, you'd like to knock them in.
Here comes the 1-2. But a good play by the first baseman to spear this one, and that'll retire the side. But a run will score in the inning on this RBI double. We played 3 full. It's now 3-1 Yanks.